Hey, this is John for JMC Garage. So happy you could be a part of this video. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, talking about infotainment systems. And on the screen behind me on my computer, I'm going to be showing you some different infotainment systems that I come across. Now, let me give you some of my background. Currently, I work for a rental car agency, one of the biggest in the nation here in the United States. It's Budget Avis, and of course, I know they're international as well. But I'm in and out of cars, pretty much almost 50 cars a day, and I have to deal with a ton of different infotainment systems. Now I'm going to cover some highlights of some of the best and the worst. I'm going to divide them up into three different tiers. There's going to be the best tier, mid tier, and the worst tier. So I'm going to kind of divide those up in those kind of categories for infotainments, and we're going to cover some of the major brands that we deal with here in the rental car industry. I'm not going to be able to cover every single one and every single, because there's so many vehicles out there, there's so many different infotainment systems, but I'm going to give you the highlights of the major brands that we cover, and some of their infotainment systems, because sometimes there's older generations and then there's newer generations. So come with me, if you will, to my lovely computer screen. I'm going to bring the camera up closer, and we're going to begin with some of the best infotainment systems. In fact, I believe I'm going to turn my camera around and start to cover those. So bear with me as I do that real quick. All right. Here we go. So, let me adjust my camera just a little. So sorry. That's a little bit better. Maybe? Yes. All right. Well, that's a little bit better. What we have here is Toyota's latest and greatest infotainment system. I think it's called their multimedia system. I forget the actual name of it, but this is probably one of the best, and this will fall into one of the best out there for me personally. I love working with this system. This is out of a Toyota Tundra. As you can see, the graphics are great. Anybody who's experienced Toyota's latest infotainment system, whether it be in the Tundra, the Tacoma, in the new Corolla, is what we have in a rental fleet, the new Camry, the new Crown. Crown is such a nice vehicle. This system right here is by far one of the best systems out there. It has wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. The integration is great. If you go into the settings menu right here, you pop on the settings menu, you're able to reset the whole system. It clears out all the past ones that have loaded up their information. It's really a genuinely great system. I want to adjust my camera just a little bit more. That's a little bit better. We're gonna have to go with that for right now. Oh man, that's pretty much awesome. All right, so again, Toyota's latest and greatest system is this right here, and I would put that in some of the top tier. Let's go over to another top tier system that I absolutely love. So that's Toyota's system. Let's go to this one that I have personal experience with. Now, this is Ford's digital experience. Again, only on a few vehicles right now. They're expanding us to the, I believe it's going to be on the new Expedition. It's already on the new Explorers. You can see right here. It's going to be in some of the new Lincoln products, the Lincoln Navigator. It's already on the Lincoln Nautilus. It's already introduced into the Lincoln Aviator. So this system right here, again, is a top tier, one of the best systems out there. Really, I love the integration of Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I love how it's easily to navigate this system. It's almost like navigating your smartphone, especially your Android smartphone. This system right here is just amazing. It's amazing how it works, and I've been really enjoying it here in my Explorer. Just an absolutely tremendously awesome system, and I think it's great. And let's go over another top tier system to round out the top tier systems. Where to go? There it is. And that is, and I don't have the proper name for it, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit. This is the interior of the newest Kia Sorento. And first off, it's Kia's latest system, Hyundai's latest system. I don't know the proper name. I know the older system they had was called Uvo. I forget what the name of this system is. Maybe somebody put that in the comments. But this right here is another top tier great system. This is Kia's latest and greatest, Hyundai's latest and greatest system. It actually works really, really well. And I've really been impressed. And a lot of the integration of this system with the dashboard or with the digital dash and all that really works very, very well. I love Kia's latest and greatest system. You know, one system I don't have on here that should be maybe an honorable mention, but I don't have a picture of it, is Nissan's latest and greatest system. That is a honorable mention. I don't come across too many Nissans in the fleet, but that system is all right. So, all right, now we're going to go to mid systems. So these systems are not the greatest, but they're not the worst. They're just kind of middle of the road. That'd be Kia's older Uvo system, as you can see in this video right here. This is in a lot of some of their lower end products. I would say the kind of the entry level Souls, the Fortes, you know, some of their other older products. This system is all right. In the 8-inch version of this system, you can do wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay in both Kia and Honda. Their bigger screen versions that I've come across is a wired connection. Again, this isn't the greatest system, but it isn't like bottom of the basement. It's kind of mediocre. It's kind of okay. Again, a decent system to work with. But definitely not the greatest. Another kind of a mid-tier system is the Chevrolet, well, not Chevrolet, but it's a GM MyLink system. And it's the latest version of MyLink before GM went to upgrade to their Google-based system. Anyway, this system right here, I absolutely love its simplicity. For the most part, it is a wired Android Auto Apple CarPlay connection, but it's actually a decent system. I love its simplicity. It's a great mid-grade system. Again, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. And I really appreciate this system. You know, it's only limited to the 8-inch screens as the biggest, but it's actually a decent working system. I haven't really seen many issues with this system. And I would say it's probably a decent system to work with. Also, another decent system to work with, I'm going to put this in the mid-tier, is Uconnect 8.4. Uconnect 8.4, or whatever you want to call it, Uconnect 3. Uconnect 8.4, right before the upgrade to Uconnect 5. This system right here, again, found a lot of some of the older CGD or CGR, whatever you want to call it, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, is a decent system as well. It works decently okay. The only problem with this system is it doesn't have Android Auto. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay, but for the most part, the system is actually decent. It's easy to work with. It's a mid-grade system, borderline kind of a worse system, but it's not bad. I love the simplicity of this system. I love how easy it is to reset everything. It's a decent system. It just doesn't have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but it does do beautiful Bluetooth integration, and it's a good system to work with big icons and all that. Again, one of a decent mid-tier systems. And the final mid-tier system we want to talk about is Sync 4. Sync 4, I don't have any issues with. It does beautiful wireless integration with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. It's a great system. You can get Sync 4 or Sync 4A. Sync 4A is the system used. I don't have it. Oh, yeah, right here. In the Mustang Mach-E and some other vehicles like the Ranger, where it's kind of a vertical orientation instead of in the F-150 and other vehicles, it's a horizontal orientation. It's a decent, good system. The issue I have with Sync 4A, especially in some vehicles like in the Mustang and some others, is that it takes long to boot up. I feel like it takes forever sometimes to boot up, or at least it takes several seconds to almost a minute in some vehicles to boot up. So that's my only problem with Sync 4. But other than that, it's a quality system. I love the integration. It's wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. It's really a good system from Ford, and I really appreciate it. All right, now let's go to the bottom tier systems for infotainment. All right, you guys ready for this? Number one, Sync 3. Oh my goodness, I cannot stand Sync 3. I had it so long on my Maverick. Again, it's a wire connection for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. My biggest issue with Sync 3 is a lot of the hardware behind it is not up to snuff. And we've had so many issues in the rental car fleet with the Explorers that use Sync 3, other vehicles that use Sync 3. It takes forever to boot up sometimes, and then when you try and reset it, sometimes it doesn't come back. Sometimes the system freezes. Multiple occasions, the Sync 3 has so many different issues. It's one of the worst to deal with. And if you can get a vehicle with Sync 4 or the new Ford Digital Experience, it's so much better. Sync 3 is just absolute garbage, and I cannot stand it. I put up with it in the Maverick, but I'm glad the Maverick is now going to Sync 4 for 2025. Definitely a worthwhile upgrade. That's a horrible system. Next, one of the worst systems is not that one. Sorry. Uconnect 5. Oh my goodness. They went from a great system with Uconnect 3, Uconnect 8.4, and then they come out with the atrocity, the abomination of Uconnect 5. I cannot stand Uconnect 5. Sometimes it's slow, it's clunky. Oh my goodness. It's just a little bit above Sync 3, but and the only reason why I put it a little bit above Sync 3 is because of the wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. But other than that, I mean, in the vertical version of Uconnect 5 with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, well, not on Apple CarPlay, but with either Android Auto, you get only this portion of the screen used. The other portion is not even used. The cameras are super small in this version, even in the horizontal versions. I'm just not a big fan of Uconnect 5. It's a clunky system. It's not the best, and I think Stellantis can really do better with the infotainment. Uconnect 5 is a borderline disaster for me. I'm not a big fan of it at all, and it's a very clunky system to use. Anyway, so that's on one of the bottom tiers. Again, I would place a little bit above Sync 3, but not by much. And then the final roundup for bottom tier infotainment systems is going to be this guy right here. And that's GM's latest Google infotainment systems. And they're just a really horrible system to use. I don't know how Google got involved with designing this system with GM, but I think it's more GM than Google. But the menu structure is clunky. The way you get around things is clunky. It's not a very good system. It's slow sometimes to boot up. When you reset it, man, you might as well take some coffee, drink it, and be back, and it's still trying to reset. It's not a very good system at all. You do have wireless Android Auto. You do have wireless Apple CarPlay, but that's its only saving grace. It's not a very good system to use, to interact with. And then many times, at least I've found out in many of the GM vehicles, if you want to use Google Maps and your phone's not connected, you can't. You have to pay for a subscription service to use Google Maps or to use any of the Google Assistant or anything else Google related in this system. They make you pay for a subscription service. Otherwise, this system is just a basic infotainment that happens to do audio or happens to do climate. It's not a very good system, and I'm not a big fan of it at all. It's probably one of the worst Google infotainment systems out there. Now, many of you might be upset at me for that, but I'm just telling you from experience, working with a lot of these vehicles, different vehicles, on a day-to-day basis, and these are my best, mid, and worst for infotainment systems. Maybe you guys have some questions, comments you guys want to talk about. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell notification Saturday morning right here in the JMC garage. This is John. You guys be blessed, and we will catch you on the next one.